We buy motorhomes from private sellers across the UK for a living, so we know exactly what to look out for. Hi, it's Keely at We Buy Any Motor Caravan, and today we're looking at this Bailey Endeavour B64. This is a 74 plate that we've bought recently. It's 6 metres long, based on the Ford Transit. Bailey have been making caravans and motorhomes for roughly 75 years now, but this is their first proper go at a camper van. So, big question is, did they get it right? What we're going to do, we're going to take you around the van, inside, outside, and we're going to give you an honest verdict, the good and the bad. So let's start with the obvious. It's really tall. It is around 3 metres in height, so this is the tallest Ford Transit chassis that you can buy, and then obviously Bailey have whacked a pop top on top of that, so it is tall, but that's the whole point. That's what Bailey wanted to do. They wanted to create the space inside, and by having the height, they've definitely done that. Let's start looking around the outside of the van. Obviously Bailey Endeavours, they're all in this lovely metallic blue colour, which look great with the black decals, blacked out windows, 16-inch black alloys, which I think you'll agree make the van look pretty rugged. It's going to stand out on the market against a lot of silver and greys that you find. Coming around to the back of the van, you've got reversing camera at the top. You've also got your reversing sensors. You've got your double doors here as well, which create quite a lot of space inside the van. This is where your table is stored for your dining area, also the ladder for the pop top. You've also got nice little bits of storage here, little locker down here as well, which has got your cassette toilet in. So coming around to the other side, something to note on the Bailey is that the habitation door to the living area is on the passenger side. Obviously with Bailey being a British manufacturer, they've put it on this side because it's geared towards travelling in the UK. It means that if you stopped at the side of the road, you're walking out onto a pedestrian walkway rather than into the traffic. Another extra you've got on here is the Thule awning at the top. Again, once that's out in the day, just gives you that extra indoor-outdoor space, makes the space inside feel really spacious. Up front, this is where the Ford chassis really earns its keep. This is the 2-litre, 165 brake horsepower on your 8-speed automatic. A lot of camper vans now are based on the Fiat. You do get some on the Mercedes Sprinter chassis as well. Bailey decided to go with the Ford. Personal opinion, I love the way that the Ford drives. You've got some really nice extras up front as well. So you've got your massive touch screen, you've got your cab aircon, you've got adaptive cruise control, you've got all your points here for your charging. Again, just little touches. You've got a lot of cubby holes up here, which are felt lined, which means that if you put anything up there, that it's not going to slide around while you're driving. Something else that comes as standard on the Bailey is the cab blinds. So you've got cab blinds on your windscreen and on both windows. And to be honest, it drives like a car. I really like how the Ford, especially on the automatic, I really like how it drives. I think Bailey did something really clever when they chose this. Coming backwards from the cab, we are straight into the living habitation area. First thing you notice about this is it feels massive. It feels, I know it is tall, but it feels tall. You can sense it. It feels very spacious for a 6 metre long van. So what you've got here is this van is a 4-berth 4-belt. So obviously you've got this dining area here converts into a double bed in an evening, and then you've got your 2 sleeping up in the pop top. I would say that the pop top could easily fit 2 adults as well. A lot of the time with these camper vans you get the pop top, which is quite small, and you would probably only put children up there, but I think with the space up there you definitely get 2 adults. One other thing which I love about this van is the light. You've got this skylight in the front, which is over your cab area. In the pop top, you've got a skylight in there, which makes it light down here. It makes it light up there. Also nice when you've got the pop top down, that you've still got the skylight and the light coming in. So they say that this living area seats 4, obviously with it being a 4-berth. Personally, I think because you've got your front seats that swivel as well, you're easily going to sit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, 7 people in the lounge, which makes it very social, especially if you're going on holiday with friends or family. It's a really nice van to kind of gather in an evening and maybe play some board games or have a drink, watch the telly, because we've got a nice Avtex TV in here as well. I'm really impressed with it. I remember seeing these at the NEC show when they were first released by Bailey, and I remember thinking at the time that they were really nice, and now we've got one, I know why I thought that. I do like the upholstery. I think the blue matches with the blue outside, which again they've bought inside. The light fabric as well, which again adds to the light feel and the spaciousness of the van. One thing I'm not sure on, this just looks a little bit cheap. I don't know whether they could have like put a front on here, because these are obviously your legs that pull out to make your double bed. But I don't know whether they could have done a little bit more with that to make it box it in a little bit, because I do think it looks a little bit cheap. Underneath these two seats here is where you've got your two travelling seats. So they are seats with full legal seat belts. You also get different cushions for those, so you just have to store these ones away and use the grey cushions that you use for your seats. Lots of storage, lots of cupboard space in here. With the van being so tall, it gives you extra height in the cupboards, which is something that you don't get with the panel vans that are a little bit lower. You'll only kind of get half of this side, so again, great for that. A lot of LED lighting, which adds to the spacious feel, very light and airy. Something I really love a panel van, but something that I do struggle with is when you've got your half dinette, because it feels very cramped. When you're sat, you can't look out. Whereas with something like this and a lounge like this, if I'm even if it's raining, I've got the doors open, I'm sat, I'm relaxing, I'm reading my book, I'm looking out. I think this layout is perfect for a panel van. Coming further back into the kitchen. So this is where Bailey have done something really clever with the door to the washroom. So obviously in panel vans it can feel quite narrow, because they are narrower than a coach built obviously. And all they've done is put this sliding door in, so that when you're in the kitchen cooking, you set up the door like this and you've got so much space, and it makes such a difference. It creates a lot more room for when you're in and out of the oven. You've obviously got your 3-ring hob as well, so you're not cramped with if you're cooking pasta on there, you've got boiling water, you're not trying to cramp and save yourself. You've got so much room here. Obviously you've got your overhead storage here. You've also got a lot of storage underneath. You've got this nice tall cabinet. Don't know what you're putting in there, food, olive oil, bits like that. You've got quite a big fridge for the size of the van. You know, if you're travelling for long periods of time, you're going to be able to keep a lot of food in there. So again, another massive bonus. You've got your LPG locker at the bottom, so you have got your refillable gas, which is an extra on here. The only thing you haven't got is a lot of storage for clothes. So you've got this narrow cupboard here, which is where the legs are for your table. You've got a tiny bit of hanging space, but other than that, you haven't got a massive amount of space for clothes. So I would say that you're going to have to be quite clever with what you pack in, what you take in. My mum and dad have got a caravan, and they take a rail which they have out in the awning with clothes on. So, you know, there's lots of different options, but it is something to note that you don't get an awful amount of space in here for clothes. You have got a mirror here, which again I like to have. Just think it's a nice, so it is a little bit cramped here, but at least you've got one. A lot of panel vans, a lot of motorhomes don't have them, so it's nice to have. Now looking at the washroom, so obviously this door is where you get your space for the kitchen area, but equally, if you're not cooking and you're wanting to use the washroom, when you're in the washroom, because this steps out into the habitation area, you've actually got a really, really large washroom for a panel van. What's really nice is having a sink that doesn't fold down. I think it's a very good use of space in a van where your bathroom is small, but it's actually great to have a standalone sink. It just gives you a lot of space. It is quite spacious in there. There is some storage. You've got your hooks for your towels and that kind of thing. Nice mirror on the wall too. Only thing is, it hasn't got any kind of window. It hasn't got any kind of skylight. It hasn't got any natural light. And this is great, and this is something that Bailey have done really well, but it also could be a bit of a faff. If someone's in the washroom and you're cooking at the same time, that's when it's going to become a challenge, because it's a bit of a faff getting in and out of the washroom because the door is sliding. And I'm also not sure about longevity of the door. I don't know whether keep using it over and over again is going to damage it. I don't know if, obviously these vans aren't tens of years old, so it's probably not something that's come up yet, but that would be interesting to find out. If any of you've got one, it'd be interesting to know how you find the kitchen and the washroom set up with the sliding door. Who is the Bailey Endeavour B64 for? Realistically, it's going to be for a couple who want to do lots of travelling, even people who want to do weekends away. This van is really versatile and can really suit any needs that you've got. It would also suit a family of 4, probably more specifically 2 adults, 2 children, adults down here, children up top. You could have 4 adults for sure, and the lounge layout really lends itself to having, you know, 4 people in here. So I think the versatility of the van is great, and it's going to suit and it's going to appeal to a lot of people. And another thing to note on this van is it's a real 4 seasons van. You can use this from January to December. So what Bailey did was they fitted it with a Truma 4-season heating as standard, and that was tested in a cold chamber of -15 degrees, and that heating kept the van consistently at 20 degrees. So Bailey have really thought about, when they decided they were going to do a panel van, they really thought about, okay, what do people want? They want space. What do people want? They want room in the kitchen in a panel van, but they also want a large washroom. So they've ticked them 3 boxes. They also thought people want to be able to go away in January. They also want to be able to go away in June when it's cold and when it's warm. So they thought, well, let's fit the heat in so that they can go away all year. So Bailey have really thought about everything when they've designed this van. Now for the really honest bit, pros and cons of the Bailey Endeavour. For me, pros are obvious. The lounge is a massive pro. It's so spacious. You're only in a 6-metre van, but the lounge area is so much better. And I personally, you know, you might feel different, but for me, this layout of lounge in a panel van is by far superior to a half dinette with your 2 forward-facing seats. I think another pro that you've got is the swivel wall, which could also be a con, so it's a little bit of like a grey area, because the swivel wall gives you great room in the kitchen, great room in the bathroom, but not at the same time. So for me, it's a pro because you can make it work. You know, if someone's in the kitchen, just don't be going in the washroom, so it can work. Cons of the van, probably the fact that you've got to make up both beds at night. Obviously, if you're out in the day, your pop top's going to be down while you're driving, and you've got to make up this bed as well. So I think that's probably the major con that you've got with the van. I've been Keely, that's been the Bailey Endeavour B64. Let us know what you think. Would you buy it? Would it suit your needs? If you're looking to sell your motorhome, we buy from private sellers across the UK. Free valuation, free collection and instant payment, link below.